It just burst all over me.
That was an initiation.
Explosive start.
Welcome to your very own laid back podcast. Your four hosts are George, Abdel, Kyle, myself, Reza. And yeah, guys, how do you guys feel?
Very good. Finally got this started.
Yeah.
This
Finally.
took so long.
Man, they don't tell you how long it takes you to like organize a podcast,
No, they don't.
but this stuff is insane.
Everyone on the internet makes it look so easy.
And this is something we thought about for like, I think a year. You were like, should we do something? And then like, yeah, it'll be cool. But we just kind of slept on it. And then COVID happened and we got, there's nothing to do.
Opportunity.
So it's like, yeah, why don't we actually do something like
Because I think to the point where we're like, oh, we're going to actually do it, to actually starting it was at least 7 months.
I feel like it was in stages. First, it was like the curiosity. You see it online.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, this is you don't even tell your friends. You're like, oh, okay. And then you tell your friends first as a stupid idea. It's like, it'd be funny. Then after that, you actually start looking at equipment.
It's like,
Then you get depressed for a little because you can't afford any of the equipment.
Because it's like potholes and problems around.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
oh, this is going to be fine. Then this is your first audio problem.
Yeah.
Like, oh, how do I fix this? There's 10 different solutions, but what do I do?
yeah.
And then there's so much, I found like when I was just trying to figure it out, there's so much random stuff on YouTube, but it's not even informative. It's like an hour and a half clip of showing you to do something. I'm like, this could have been summarized
Yeah.
in
Yes.
3 minutes to
all
tell me
all
what's
the
going on.
Johns on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, the John today for like what we were trying to do for the technical stuff, but honestly, it was way harder than what I anticipated of actually starting a podcast. But I also think it's because podcasts that are audio, you just need to have like 4 good mics
Yes.
and a mixer, and
You don't have to worry about background. You
Yeah.
don't have to worry
Video
about
aspect,
lighting. There's no video
I think
aspect.
the
that you have to
video
worry
is
about.
like a whole
new dimension.
like way more work. It's like it at least I feel like adds like 60% way more work than compared to just audio.
and cost as well. Bro.
And cost.
And cost.
Yeah.
Cost so
And
much.
cost.
For sure.
Also, it's the number of hosts.
Yeah.
You see a lot of podcasts with like 2. And like we ran into this like when we were setting up audio and also the size of the studio just to
actually,
have
it's true.
a shot with everyone in it. I mean like big studios like Tiny Meat Gang and that they have room. Even though there are only 2 hosts, they can fit like 8 people in there. But for someone who's starting out, a room that's aesthetically pleasing with a background that covers everything and a nice looking background
Yeah.
with 4 people in it is kind of hard.
It's definitely harder
Yeah.
because 2 people, I feel like like you said, they could just be across each other. You need much less room.
Yeah.
But with 4, it's like, where do I focus? And especially if you don't have enough room, like what was it? The Logan Paul's podcast. They have a huge
Yeah,
ass
well, they
studio.
use a garage.
Do they
Oh, is it
use-
actually
Yeah, they use a garage.
They use a garage.
Yeah,
It's like the whole
That's
thing
a-
is fit inside the garage. It's a
Yeah.
whole white
but
background
like,
too.
yeah, everything's fit into a garage.
That's a
So
big
they
garage.
how it's set up, it's like all into a corner, but they have like probably 4 times the space for cameras, lighting, and they have a whole crew back behind it.
True. They don't have one.
All they
person-
have to worry about are themselves.
That's
Everything else is set up for them. So
Yeah, especially if you have somebody in the back dealing with the whole technical
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
and you just have to worry about content. You're like,
Yeah,
Yes.
it's
As I just have to worry about what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
and then you
Yes.
have somebody
So
like I
someone
feel like
else
that
do
makes
all, like, the
stuff
hard-
way easier,
I mean, yeah.
relatively probably.
Oh yeah, I'm not talking about easier, but it's Logan Paul.
yeah, yeah. Also, his studio you don't have to take it up, put it down. Like it just stays there
Yeah.
the entire time.
That is true. The
Yeah.
time that it takes to set up a
Yeah,
an hour and a
studio.
half.
Like what?
Especially if you, it depends
2
what you're
hours
sitting.
today. Yeah, it took us 2 hours
2
to
hours
set
to
everything
set
up.
up a studio.
Although we probably get better at that.
Yeah. I feel like we'll definitely get more efficient.
A lot more efficient.
I feel like people are like, "What do you mean setting up a studio?" Well, it's like seriously, we have the studio somewhere where we can't have it up all the time, so then we just keep taking it down, and then for the week, and then we put it up again every time we want to record another episode.
Yeah.
So that's probably why. But if you don't have to deal with that, you just set it up once and you're fine. Unless you have to make a little like light adjustment or background change.
I mean, yeah, if you have like your own apartment, like my brother was gonna do, where he would get an apartment with 2 rooms, and one room was just gonna be his office.
Yeah.
The corner of that office again could be just your
What it
studio.
is.
A lot of people. That's why a lot of people have those like for their gaming channels and everything. They have those wall pads with the noise canceling stuff. Again, it would have been an awesome idea, but we couldn't do that because you can't keep those up.
Yeah,
No.
you can't
Yeah.
keep them always up. Well, that's what George was saying. Apparently, one of his friends wanted to sell
Yeah.
the audio stuff because they had a studio before and now they're just getting rid of it. So they wanted to sell the audio.
you were here.
Noise canceling.
The noise cancelling stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
Oh, they have
message you.
Yeah,
Yes.
like the squares and stuff. Yeah.
That'd probably be
A
good
lot
for a
of
regular
people are-
studio. Yeah, one that you're not fully moving it in and out.
Man, but although like I feel like you could go for a lot more of a ghetto setup. Like on TikTok I saw these two kids and they had those like little tiny mics with like the little wires that almost like string.
I forgot what
And
they're called.
they had two lawn chairs in a room that's like no studio, nothing set up, facing each other, and they had the mics.
Lawn chairs?
Yeah, lawn chairs
Were
indoors.
they just like laying back though? Because I feel like with lawn chairs, the mic is attached.
No, it wasn't attached. They were holding it. It had no attachment thing.
Yeah. It's like one of those ones that you would pin up here.
Yeah, but they're holding
Pin ons?
But-
I forgot
But they
how
don't
it's
have the
supposed to
pin,
be.
they're just holding it.
But they were holding it.
Was it at least a good content podcast?
Well, no, they made one viral sound. It's like that one viral sound on TikTok. It's like, how far are you willing to go for the girl of your dreams? And it's like, would you go to Nebraska? And the other guy's like, no, like, and that's it. They made one viral sound for TikTok, and then after that, their account blew up, and now they're like little podcasts with two lawn chairs and the two stringy mics gets 500,000 likes on each video.
And each video? Because
Each
that one-
TikTok, not
wait.
video.
Is it two dudes?
It is the two dudes.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Wow.
What yeah, they have like monsters in the middle, I think.
Oh, I don't know, but I mean,
Yeah,
like,
on like a mini fridge.
if that's what the recipe is, monsters and a couple of dudes, then we got this.
We got this in the bag.
Man, I feel like though anybody. I mean, I was looking at this in the last 3 years. The amount of podcasts that are created has more than doubled every few
Yeah.
months. It's insane how many podcasts are just made.
Yeah.
There's so many podcasts right now.
Yeah.
But I feel like podcast is also one of the better ways to be caught up. Especially if you don't want to read the news. There's you could find in any category. I found that you can find any type of podcast. But let's say if it's like a relative news,
Yep.
there's so many podcasts that just talk about like, oh, what happened today in the world, or because there's some of them are also very pretty like good with content. Like they push out stuff every single day.
Well, yeah, again, like that goes back to like having a studio ready, having a tech crew. You only have to come in and just talk.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like less professional news anchors.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's uploaded. I mean, are there any live podcasts? I haven't seen
Live podcast. I mean,
it's
they
not a
only
podcast.
transition, not really. No,
it's
they were
not
just.
really a
It would
live.
be Clubhouse at that point.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like Twitter Spaces.
man.
Yeah,
Like,
or the radio. 'Cause basically, that's what the radio is, though. Radio is technically a
A live podcast.
So what are- So radio.
Bro, that's how you know we're Gen Z. Even though we're like early Gen Z, we're like, oh, we want a live podcast. Like, you see if our dad, like my dad was here, you'd be like, you mean a fucking radio?
That's so true, man. But what was it? What for podcasts? Because right now I feel like anybody who makes it somewhere in any field, then they just push a podcast. They're like, oh, we can talk about something. Then they just go and push podcasts. Some of them, don't get me wrong, I think a lot of them are really, really good. But some of them, like after a few minutes of watching, like, okay, what are you guys even talking about? Because I feel like it's not as no, but I feel like what makes a podcast a good podcast is on top. I feel like you can tell that it's not really fake. You know,
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah,
that's
it's
also
like
why
natural.
people
Yeah.
don't like why a lot of our generation doesn't watch news.
Yeah.
I feel like that's because when you watch a news, you can tell this guy scripted this
Yeah, it looks forced.
100%.
Yeah, it's not
like
natural. It's not like welcoming or
But
anything
news,
like that.
you
don't
know-
feel comfortable.
You know it's fake. It's
Well,
like it's
yeah,
a known thing.
yeah.
They even have
Yeah.
those like screens with the scripts in the back, and they're going like.
Yeah.
But
Like
that's
the
one of
little
the
TV
reasons why
screens.
podcasts are blowing up, because if you think about it, like those talk shows and stuff, it's very scripted. It's not a discussion necessarily. That's what's good about a podcast. It gives people get to talk about things. They get to give their own opinions. It's not sort of like we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about this. It's like a discussion that flows between two people. That's why like a lot of talk shows are like dying. And I know, for example, what's his name? The talk show is Conan O'Brien.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's stopped his late night show, but now he has a podcast, so he's continuing with his podcast.
Oh,
and
Brian,
stuff.
he's not doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah, he's doing a podcast because it's just like a lot of people prefer that stuff because it's just you're two people. You're talking about what you want. Nothing's forced. It's just you guys talk about what you like and flows naturally and stuff like that.
Yeah, and
That's why it's good.
Yeah, you're right. It's also like you have to pay attention to like where your crowd would be. Like most people who were watching like his show now either go on YouTube. Like even like older people, not most of their entertainment now is from YouTube,
Yeah.
or some
Yeah.
internet website. Like
Yeah.
it's TVs from streaming now.
Yeah.
Any like entertainment is either from YouTube Live or not. Like YouTube Lives are huge; they get more views than most shows now. It's, I mean, not most, but like most like talk
Yeah.
shows and
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Even like, oh, actually, I was hearing the other day, like Saturday Night Live now, the traffic they get from their YouTube channel is almost the same or more than their actual, like, when it runs on the channel. Like, on the TV
Same.
channels, yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like people can't really dedicate a whole time block. So they find it much easier to literally either go on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because it's like
Or-
snippets then, right?
Yeah.
It's like highlights of
And
like
it's like
what
at your
you
own
see on-
time, right? You know, you don't want to wait till like 11:30 to watch. You can just go the next, or just watch it on YouTube anytime.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I think it was the Carling Brothers podcast. They were talking about this because they're YouTube creators, and they said they were actually like worried when any TV sensation moves to YouTube
Mhm.
because
take
they
over.
already have they always
Established fan base.
Fan base, yeah.
Because-
Okay.
now if you go to the front page of YouTube, any like of the what do you call it, like where it's like
It breaks it up to like categories. Like there's like music, there's like news, bunch
Yeah,
of other
like,
things.
but-
Trending,
the
Yeah,
trending,
what's trending,
the
yeah.
trending. A lot of the trending is actually not from like. I mean, if you have your own account and you have your personalized like front page, you're gonna have your like subscriptions there.
Yeah.
But trending, a lot of times, it's not actually like individual YouTubers. It's like channels. It's trailers for something. It's always something that's not like a YouTube creator, not independent YouTube creator, but it has YouTube. Like it's a company that has YouTube content.
Behind, and
Yeah.
Ah.
And they have, like you said, because they have the fan base, they have the
Yeah.
whole production team. It's
Yeah.
so much easier for them.
They can
just
pump
make-
out
just
videos
pump out
and,
as much
and
as they
it's it's already TV quality or movie quality or whatever it is, but on YouTube.
Yeah, I remember hearing a lot about this. I know a few years ago I heard, because I know Will Smith was getting onto YouTube, and it's Will Smith, one of the biggest movie stars, and now he does a lot of YouTube stuff. But this idea that all these celebrities are going to come with their own fan base, and they're going to take like all the views and the attention from the actual YouTubers and
Yeah.
stuff. So yeah, I'm hearing a lot
Yeah, I
about
remember that
but-
because he was on YouTube Rewind.
Yeah,
And people got
yeah,
really upset
yeah.
because he's not considered really a YouTuber.
Yeah, exactly. That's actually so.
Wasn't that
true.
the shittiest YouTube rewind?
Yes,
though? That
yes,
was
yeah,
the worst
yeah,
YouTube
yeah,
rewind
that
of all
in
shit.
history
Yeah,
had
yeah,
like
I
the most amount
remember
of dislikes, more than Justin Bieber's Baby.
Was that
that.
20? That was 2019, right?
I think it was 18.
2018?
I think it was 18.
was the whole
Yeah.
crap. Because they didn't even
Yeah.
make 2020.
Because then they tried.
They didn't even make
They
2020.
made like
2019, they tried to. I remember they were trying
it
to.
was like a top 10 like
Yes, yeah,
like
yeah,
Watch
yeah.
Mojo type of style thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's actually so true.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, 2019, they tried to. I don't know what it was, because then people were like, this is too forced.
Yeah.
What they were trying to push toward. And then 2020, like, we're clearly doing this wrong. Let's take this year off.
Let's take a
With
step back
everything
here.
that's happened in the world, we're not going to do anything. And then they went over to. Now, they're probably going to have one for this year.
Oh yeah, they didn't have one.
No,
Yeah, and
2020,
they didn't do
just
one.
missed
Yeah,
it.
2020 they didn't.
I
do
didn't
one
even
at all.
realize. I forget YouTube Rewind's a thing till it comes out. And
Yeah,
people
I know,
start
it's like
hating
a
on
month
it.
before people talk about it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, it's a thing.
Everybody
Yes.
makes it, though. I know PewDiePie makes his own one.
He makes his own because they
Mr.
took him out.
Beast too. He
because-
also makes
Yeah,
his
Mr.
own.
Beast. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember.
Mr. Beast does his own. A lot of creators do their own now of just like their channel.
Yeah.
Like Sidemen do their own.
Oh,
They do
yeah,
their own
Yeah,
one, too.
yeah. They-
Everybody does it though.
Yeah.
Whatever gets views, right?
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure they're just like, you know what?
Yeah.
This is the first week of like January. We gotta pump this away because it's trending, and they already have millions of followers. So
Man,
it's-
it's crazy. The most random things you can do to get views. Like, so I don't know if you know, but again, this guy who started on TikTok, his name is Milad something.
Mhm.
All he does, he's just a Subway worker,
Yeah.
and he just
I've seen this.
you know
I've seen
him.
this.
So
I've seen
he
this.
has a GoPro on his chest.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
just does his job. He just makes subs, right? And he talks over it. He started off on TikTok. I saw one of his TikToks when he first started off. I'm like, who would watch this? Today he has a YouTube channel, 2 million subscribers,
it's insane.
and he posts like at least 4 times a week. Gets 150K plus video views on each video.
It's insane.
His parents
the
own.
advertiser for Subway too.
Oh yeah, Subway sponsored him. So while he
Oh,
was
I
still
see.
only on TikTok, Subway contacted him. They're like, because like it's brainless. Why wouldn't you sponsor him? So now like his parents I think own like 1 or 2 Subways, but he probably makes way more money than both of them combined.
That's so
Yeah.
true.
It's,
Oh yeah, easy.
I swear, it's all like it just shows you how like kids interact with technology. It's so different now. It's insane.
It's I feel like though TikTok, I was reading, it's so much easier to get people to see your like I feel like YouTube is one of the hardest right now because there's so many established people,
Yeah,
especially to get picked up by their algorithms to make new things.
Yeah.
But TikTok is so easy. Like there's so many people now
Yes.
that have millions of followers. Because it isn't because
It's much easier to go viral.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Yeah.
like a few people watch it. I don't know how the algorithm works, and it's also because it's such short clips,
It's
right?
short
It's
clips.
like 3 or 4
Because
seconds.
that's what picks up people's attention now.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
people don't want to watch like 10-minute videos anymore.
Yeah, I
They
feel
want like quick stimulus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like YouTube videos have been getting longer and longer as like because
Yeah.
I remember YouTube videos used to be like 5 minutes and now it's like
Yeah.
10 and then 15.
Well,
and
they
20.
have to be a certain
Yeah,
amount for you to get
Exactly.
paid.
Yeah, that's why. So
They
it's just
have-
like sometimes it's like, do I want to watch this whole thing?
Yeah.
Whereas TikTok, it's like a few seconds, quick clap or whatever. It's like, okay.
Yeah, they have to be over 10 minutes exactly. 'Cause
Yes.
Ibrahim, like
Yeah,
my little brother, because he started his own YouTube channel and he notices these things. When I was watching a random video with him, the video was 10 minutes and
It's like
3
10:01.
seconds.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But it has to be over the 10-minute mark, and I think that then you get paid more, or you get paid at all.
You're able to monetize
Yeah.
more
Yeah,
through ads and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
I
Because
was
you can only
wa-
have so many ads during a certain time period.
I was watching a video, and I don't remember what video it was, but I remember the guy, he stopped and he's like, well, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I just need to get this to 10 minutes so I can, get my visa. So I'm just going to, he just stood there and was like,
Didn't do anything.
didn't
for 10
do
minutes?
literally for I think it was 8 minutes, and he just stopped for the next 2 minutes and just
Man,
started dancing or whatever to get it up to 10 minutes. And it's like,
have you ever watched a YouTube video?
everyone's like, thank you for being honest. It's like,
Okay. Thank you for dancing for 2 minutes.
Yeah, I know, it was so
Have you
stupid.
ever watched one where the ending is just a black screen for the last 3 minutes,
Yeah.
and it's just a little outro
Yeah.
sequence, and you're just
Those
like,
are,
wow.
yeah,
I'm
I
pretty
get
sure
those
now
all.
though they have to pick it up though. There's so much AIs that just run through the video.
100%.
It's like, okay, this is not actually 10 minutes of
feel like-
content. It's 6 minutes of content.
Yeah.
But then again, if you're somebody who has millions of followers, I don't think they care.
Yeah.
Because they're probably the people know, and you still get viewers through
Yeah.
this. Some things are the weirdest thing. What's that little kid who plays?
Ryan Toy
Oh yes,
So you know, but this we were looking it up the
Yeah.
other day because I
Insane.
still thought that Gangnam Style was the most viewed video because I remember when we were in
No,
high
it,
school.
it,
Shark
it,
back
it
then.
got
Dusted.
dethroned 3
Reviews.
times.
I didn't have-
Baby Sharks. What is that one?
It was
Oh.
Baby Shark Doo, and
Yeah.
and then at some point it was the Wiz Khalifa song, and then it became Despacito, and then it was
Yeah,
something
really?
else.
Well, it's still in the top 10, but now
what's
the
the top one now?
it's the
Despacito.
the-
Is it
no,
not?
no, no,
No,
no. It's
I'm
the
pretty sure it's
Ryan
the-
video.
It's a Ryan
No,
video.
I
Yeah.
thought it's the shark one.
Okay,
I'm
look it
pretty
up?
sure
Look
it's
this up,
I'm
look
pretty
this
sure
up.
it's either Despacito or the Shark one. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's Despacito.
I think, because we looked it up recently, right?
Yeah.
Or no, or I looked it up with my brother, and I'm pretty sure it was the shark one, and I was like, well, what is this? I never even heard of it.
It's
So
like
then I
Baby Shark.
Yeah.
Doo.
way too.
It's like the little dancing thing.
Oh, I forgot that was. Man, speaking
Okay,
of
yeah.
baby videos,
It is that one.
Man,
The baby
So
shark.
Baby Shark Dance
How many?
has 8.9 billion views. 2016. Despacito is number 2.
How many?
Then it's
Okay.
Despacito has 7.4 billion.
Alright.
is that
Man.
the second one?
That's the second
Yeah.
one. Third is Johnny Johnny Yes Papa.
Oh,
Man,
it's another baby thing.
Man, baby stuff gets so many.
That's actually
Babies,
insane.
yeah.
babies
Yeah.
are a powerful force on YouTube because
Yeah, man.
the highest subscribed channel, I think it's Coco Melons. Like
Coconut?
Or no, I know they beat
they beat
Beat
PewDiePie.
PewDiePie.
Yeah.
They're 100 and something million.
Gangnam
subscribe.
Style's number 10 now.
Because with
Wow.
a lot of kids, they just put an iPad in front of them and just they make them watch, so they get distracted. That's why these videos get so many views.
That's
It's
so
insane.
true. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even know. Like, I mean, now I was reading, you have to have an iPad in
Yeah.
some elementary schools.
Yes.
Like, the whole education system is through the
Yeah,
iPad.
yeah, yeah.
It's
Yes,
insane.
it's
It's
insane.
iPads everywhere. You have to have so my little brother, to get his report card, he had to they didn't just give it to him. We would line up and that they just give us the report card on the last day of school. We just go home, even if it was virtual or something
Yeah.
they'd find it. We'd have to go to the school and pick it up.
Yeah.
No, he had to go after he finished all his virtual schooling because here it's still you could. I think you could go to school, but you could also just do it virtually. But he had to log in, and then sign up for something, and then order it, and then it delivered to the mail. I'm like, I've never gotten my report delivered
That's
to
such
me.
a
They're teaching
that's
you
such
how
a
to buy things
COVID
online.
way. Yeah,
Literally,
yeah.
it's I'm sponsored by Amazon, the whole
Yeah.
school board.
Thing comes in.
No, it's insane.
Everything is going, even from kids to older. Like now, offices. Everything is just remote now.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is a delayed way with way how things are going, and everybody has insane internet speeds and good
Yeah.
computers at their house. They're like, why are we paying for offices?
Yeah.
Why do we need
Yeah.
this? Why do we
Oh,
need
yeah.
There's
everything
gonna
to
be
be in
so
person?
many empty buildings,
Yeah.
just
Or they
office
can
buildings.
use them for something else, like the
Yeah.
office buildings. I'm pretty sure somebody's
I
gonna
feel
find a
like-
use for them.
I feel like it was in
office
Vancouver. They
is
turned them into little homes, and they use them for homeless people.
The
Oh, really?
offices?
Yeah, to get them off the street because now Vancouver has no homeless people at all.
Oh, really?
They're all in hotels or
I feel like these are the good corporates.
yeah,
Some of them are
or
like,
in
yeah.
offices.
Yeah.
They
because
have to be government buildings. Or
yeah,
something.
no, they
Yeah.
got bought out by government.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
I'm like, what company would do this? This seems too good to be
Yeah, I
true.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's insane, which is something that came out really good about it, I guess.
Although a lot of places are gonna do a hybrid system because
Yeah.
it is good to go to the office for discussion. I know where I work, they're
Yeah.
gonna. I'm hearing things up to 50, 65% in the office, just so you can go there for your meetings because it's easier to do things face to face rather than call someone Microsoft Teams or whatever. But the world is definitely one of them. Makes life so much easier. Man,
It is,
Yeah.
man.
especially the commuting time for me. That's like the big one.
Yeah, yes, because I don't know if you have. Do you have to take the bus across to?
No, I used to drive, and that was like 45 minutes. I took the bus once; it was like almost 2 hours, and it's one way, and then another 2 hours on the way back. It's 4 hours
4
away.
hours
Just
and
gone.
4
Just
hours.
gone. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
That's
insane because
insane.
like
Yeah.
from where you live to where you work, that's it's a lot of buses.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It was ridiculous.
Like
and
even with the new like train they're gonna have, you're still gonna have to take like go to the main station, take the train, and
Yeah.
then take another bus.
It's
So that's
insane.
2 buses and a train.
now it's like I wake up, I'm at work. You know, you're just like there, just look at your laptop.
But I
and
feel like
Get
a
out of bed, right
lot
to
of the
the desk.
stuff that was done before, like think of it this way: majority of these software companies too. You don't need. You just need a computer. The person can do majority of the stuff. Well, beside meetings, they can just do it from home.
oh,
Why do they have to be there in
I
person?
mean, even the
yeah.
meetings technically you could do it
Yeah.
for most of them
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you could present
They're
every,
all
like
Zoom meetings.
I feel like
Yeah.
what COVID
Yeah.
did is just it kind of
Accelerated.
sped up. It
Yeah.
accelerated
Yes.
like
Yes.
it was kind of like a catalyst for all of it because we had to. And when we have to do something, we always do it way faster.
Yeah.
Like I think that's what it was. I think like
pressured.
yeah, like all the newer companies, I think they only had offices because that's just how things were.
Yeah.
But now like that's not how things are. So I feel like even if new companies are created now, they're never gonna have an office. They're gonna start out only virtual.
100%. Like the
Yeah.
small ones, because they're like, why do we have? Because it was such a big percentage of the amount they pay the company.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like so much they pay for the
Yeah.
offices.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we just get rid of it.
I mean,
Just do the whole
Huge
thing out.
expense.
you could hire way more people and grow way faster.
Yeah.
Like why
Yeah.
waste money on a waste of space at this point?
Because even think of the utilities, all the
Yeah,
power
it's insane.
for the AC you pay now. Like my employee, my like whoever's I'm hiring, he
Yeah.
can pay for it.
Yeah.
Why do I have to pay for that?
Although
Yeah,
us, like they do compensate you back for
Okay.
like, you know,
Uh,
they can do like if you based on how much you've worked and whatnot, they'll give you like a
Oh yeah,
certain amount.
they should be.
For that? But I know for me they did that, and like there's an easy way where just like X amount, you know, times how many days you worked at home. But there's another one where it's like based on like the square footage of your home office and you know stuff like that. You can just sort of
Yeah, you
calculate.
can
but
use that for
I'm
your
sure they're
taxes.
still saving.
So doing that.
Yeah, I know.
They're still saving a lot of money.
I never thought
Smart.
about that.
Yeah.
That's actually cool. Like they should be paying us
Yeah,
because like
yeah.
I run like my computer on my electricity.
Yeah,
That's like
yeah,
extra
Yeah.
money that I pay.
Yeah, so for me they
I
do
didn't know that
as
they
well.
compensate
Yeah,
it.
but I'm sure there's probably like I'm sure they're still saving money.
Yeah,
They're doing
100%.
that.
They're not
Yeah,
going to give you
like,
as much as it
yeah.
is, but yeah, it's still like you said,
100%.
way going to be cheaper than what it is to
Yeah.
power a whole building.
Yeah.
I feel like the government, like institution or departments would lose money though because like they don't have to pay rent. They probably
Yeah.
own the buildings already, and now they're
Well, they'll just
do
rent it
own
out
the
though.
buildings?
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably
Yeah.
would rent it out to something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I read recently Apple though that they're getting a lot of backlash because I didn't read much into it, but they really want people to go back to the offices. I read this like today, but I didn't like.
Well, that's
actually
just
read into
because
it.
didn't they just build like a huge?
That- that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's like
And
a
yeah.
big. Have you guys seen?
Yeah,
it is
Wait,
like,
is it like the
Yeah, the-
yeah,
the
the
circular.
circle. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is huge.
yeah.
Like the amount of
you know
money
what
that
I'm
went in,
saying.
I'm
How
like,
much did they
okay,
spend on that? Like,
it was insane.
wasn't it like?
Really billions?
Yeah, wasn't it like a billion
I
or
have no
something? Like
idea.
2 billion?
It started out as
Like
like
so
1.8 billion, then it went to 5 billion. I think.
Yeah, because it
What?
doubled. Yeah,
Bro.
5 billion. Yeah,
Yeah,
Imagine
5 billion.
5
Nobody goes there.
billion. That is insane when you think
That's
about it.
ridiculous.
But it looks honestly like
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't.
I wouldn't
want to live
I
there.
wouldn't mind.
I wouldn't be surprised if they have a whole like underground facility and they have all their stuff on there.
100%.
100%. Like if you spend 5 billion, dude, you have some stuff going on underneath that whole
Billions.
line. And your Apple.
Something going
And
on.
your Apple. So
I know one of my friends who actually he works at Apple, and he did tell me that he told him that eventually he'll have to go back to the office. Now I don't know if it's the
At
case for
Apple?
everyone. Yeah, I don't know if it's the case for everyone, but he did say like
Because I feel like it's a whole
He's gonna
environment
go
thing
back.
there.
was he at
Yeah.
the headquarters though, or like you said?
he said he's gonna go into like that donut shaped place.
Okay.
It's
So,
insane.
yeah.
I'm jealous.
Because I feel like
Yeah.
if you're at one of the places in like Toronto, they probably don't care. 'Cause
Yeah.
the Apple was probably
Yeah,
renting that out,
exactly.
or
Yeah.
but this would make sense.
Yeah.
Think of it: you spend so much
5
money, so
billion.
much work,
People
and then
want to go there.
yeah, COVID hits. Like okay, well, I want people to come back. I spent too much money on this.
But could like if enough people complain, you think they would still force them to go back?
It's Apple. I think
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
they don't care. People want them.
'Cause I
They
feel
don't I mean, they do need their employees, but like everyone, if the employees want to quit, at least if they're not like very important employees, there's 10 others that want to replace them. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
you want to keep your job at Apple. I feel.
yeah.
It's true, but
I feel you. They have such.
I feel like nowadays, if enough people voice their opinion on something, like a lot of times, especially with companies, you know, like in
Especially if they take it public.
yeah, exactly. Then they will sort of try to like satisfy them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what actually happens, and I don't know the details of
Because they don't
what
want
they're how they want things
Yeah.
to be because I just read this
Yeah.
today. But I feel like if enough people say something, then you know
because you don't want a negative image.
yeah,
publicly.
exactly.
100% they should turn it into an amusement park.
What?
Amusement parks
If,
really?
if they don't use the office, imagine like not or something.
Well, like a
something
museum.
trendy.
A museum of like,
Or like an
Apple
Apple tour.
or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, like an Apple museum.
That is
Yeah.
a huge
That'd be
museum.
insane.
That's
Yeah,
way
probably
too
like a
big.
small portion.
They're
of
probably
like a
going to use
museum.
5% of that for everything Apple has created.
No, but think
That's
about
how
it.
big
Not
this
only an
building
Apple
is.
museum, Apple museum showcase, Apple like any
Theme
new,
park,
new
anything
product
Apple,
that you
yeah.
release. Why go somewhere
They
else
can
when
show,
you can
like,
show it at the Apple
They can do
headquarters?
concepts.
Yeah, but like this is a huge land though.
They
Like I feel like no matter how big it is, Apple can't fit more than 4 rooms.
No, think about
They
it.
could do like student
Apple
tours.
hotels. Well,
like,
they do hotels, but what are
bunch
they
of
gonna
stuff.
do?
Yeah, they probably get into tourism. Like,
No.
I feel this
Imagine
take
this.
over.
Imagine this. Universal Studios, but it's like Apple Studios.
Apple version of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, they
Yeah.
have like I bet you they have their own original shows now. They could literally have their
Yeah.
own theme.
True on the Apple
That's
TV.
actually kind
Yeah.
of true. Yeah, they do.
Yo,
have
I'm gonna email them right now.
Apple,
Yeah.
like we have $1
Apple,
billion
get on
and
this,
you
yeah.
see, like you
It's like-
can't use your office.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Why take the public like backlash when you can just make the
Yeah.
public happy and save money?
Man, they're not gonna. You know, they're
If
just
anything,
gonna
they'd
make
make money because
Yeah.
they'd have to like for all the tickets and everything to go there.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be overpriced. Imagine everyone owns an Apple. Everyone.
Yeah,
True,
you have
especially
to
in
own
North
an
America,
iPhone
the obsession
to
with
go.
Apple
Yeah,
is so
in
much.
North America.
You
Yeah.
probably get something. I think Apple could definitely pull it off of make something so Apple-y, you know, with their whole
Apple-y.
Apple environment.
Oh, yeah.
Like it'd be like minimalistic. They
Yeah.
take out everything from the office. They put minimal effort in, but it's still wow
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah.
Remember
Nice
that
colors
stand
and
last year
Yeah.
that came for the Mac?
Oh,
I don't know
yeah.
if you
No,
remember the $1,000 stand.
I
Yeah.
read about that, but I don't remember.
Their
what it
stand
was.
came out
Yes.
last year for like the desktop for Apple.
Oh
Yes.
yes,
And
yes.
Bro, it
just
looks
the
like a
stand
cart.
itself, I'm telling you, it was no different than a $20 stand you can get from like on
IKEA.
Amazon or IKEA. Anyway,
Yeah.
it wasn't really that different. Sure, the material was like stainless. It looked bush. Let's go 100, not $20. We'll do $100. It was going for 1,000,
Yeah.
and it was still they were getting a crap ton of pre-orders for it.
I
mean,
feel
it's
like
Apple.
It's just
Apple
eat up
things.
whatever they put up.
because they got to the point where they can make something that's so badly priced that it's a meme,
Yeah,
and then it becomes a meme, and the meme itself drives more
100%.
buyers.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like, and I bet a lot of people can't afford it, so they will just buy it to flex.
I was reading because I think the person who designed that, he was like, our philosophy is like we don't want Apple to be recognized as a low tier brand. We want to be like when you, for instance, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, when you think of these, it's like the same thing, but it's probably 3 times the price. Apple's like, we want to make things that are the same as others, but the price tag for it is much higher because we want to be known as something that's a bougie.
Oh, yeah.
brand.
100%.
That's what they're
Like
doing.
that's why a lot of like what you're saying, Louis Vuitton stuff like that. Like a lot of those companies got a lot of trouble because with all their unsold stuff, instead of giving it to the poor, they just throw it away. So it doesn't give like them an image of for
They-
the poor people. They throw all their unsold clothes and whatnot, just so the poor people don't get it. So it keeps this like view that they're a luxury company and stuff like that.
Do we
Yeah,
know where
it's
the
really
site
terrible.
is?
What did they throw this up?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was
Yeah.
I was reading. I know Burberry was doing that.
That's
They
insane.
actually throw it out.
They get rid of it. They don't want to donate it, so the
That
poor don't get it
makes
because if
sense,
the poor
though, yeah.
wears it,
That
then it's
makes
like
sense.
it gives them a bad image. They want to keep this
Oh.
luxurious view of like
True. I
a
mean,
company
yeah.
for rich people only. Prestige.
Wow.
Like,
Yeah, I know it's terrible.
That's insane.
Yeah.
because if enough people own like Burberry, it's gonna be great value basically.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because the quality of the material, like it is better, but it's
So now I
not.
want to know how much are they throwing out?
Yeah.
Probably like let's say 20% of it. Of all of their production probably doesn't get sold.
Yeah.
But then again, I feel like with bougie brands, a lot of the stuff it's always pre-sold. Like they make 100 of them, and you can see they get
Yeah.
sold within a minute.
No, I feel like
Yeah.
you're thinking way too bougie. Because like within designer, there's still I feel like
That's the
layers.
categories,
There's
yeah.
like designer, like designed by the actual designer himself, just set aside for special people.
Mhm.
And then there's designer that you can go in a store and buy.
Yeah.
I think like George was talking about like the stuff you can
Yeah,
go in a store
Yeah.
and buy.
Like I know some have like the made to order and there's like just ready or I don't know what they call it, but yeah, there's some stuff like just hoodies. They just make a bunch of them and whoever buys good.
Just
But
gets
if they don't, ones that are not sold, it's just if they're not sold on sale or something, then okay, we just get rid of it
Yeah, I feel like
because we don't want these
Yeah.
poor people to wear it because it'll make our image look like we're
Like,
poor. And it's,
Wow.
and you read this and it's like, man, that's terrible.
You wouldn't think that it is, but it does.
Yeah.
They're just doing it in plain sight. Everybody's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I
It's
guess.
capitalism.
But like,
It's insane.
it is bad, but can you blame them though? That's the whole point
Yeah,
of the
I know.
company. It's like I know it's terrible, but like
But I feel like they should. What you would expect, they would come up with an alternate solution.
Mm.
Like all of that fabric, you could probably make something out of it. I have no idea, but you could do something with it.
Yeah, I feel like you can maybe like take out your logo or whatever, or like
Unstitch
get rid of
it,
it. Yeah, just so you can reuse the fabric. I mean, I don't know what they do with it. I don't know if they just burn it or or if they maybe just sell the fabric somewhere else.
Like
I
you
don't know
said,
what
they
do,
could
but-
just literally rip it out, make like a patch or something, and then sell it to another company for
Yeah.
half the price.
You know, it'd be ingenious if instead of physically changing it, you change the public's view of last year's designer. If you put enough stigma against it, no fancy people are gonna own last season's designer. I mean, I know there's already stigma of having things out of season, but if you make it look bad enough that if you have it and you want to flex with it, you can't. It has the opposite effect. Like it makes you look bad. You could get rid of. Then you could keep all the old stuff. Poor people can buy it, but then you can recognize them more as poor because they
I
own
see
last
what you're
season.
saying.
Do you know what I'm saying?
That's gonna be very hard to do.
That's gonna be
I see
so
what
hard
you're
to
saying.
do. Give
It's
it-
such a big brain move.
Give it
My brain's
20
too
years.
small.
Give it
I see
10,
what
20
you
years
mean.
of like social normalization into that, and then it will work.
I feel like you tell them this, you're gonna be like, "What did you just say?" And they're like, "It's like a 20-year plan of how to change the society's view on the public."
I don't know what's in this. $2 billion ideas today.
We're gonna be rich by the end of this episode.
Yeah, we're changing the world.
Yeah, that's why like a lot of people have issues with capitalism and whatnot
because it sort of promotes this. Like you said, you can't blame them, but that's because that's how capitalism works. It promotes all these unhealthy,
Yeah.
ideas and what do you call it? Like the way they do things, procedures, I guess. But that's
the way it is.
Yeah,
That's the American dream.
Man, so
Yeah.
much though. When you think about it, so much has changed
Oh, yeah.
now compared to like just like you were saying, like when the earlier talks of your
yeah.
brother with the report card. In general, so all these clothes and are online compared to like 10 to 20 years ago.
so
I feel like how we always say like tech is going way up exponentially right now. I feel like just day to day living, you can't even compare to 3 years ago. Like literally 3 years ago to now, it is so different. Okay, beside the fact of COVID, but COVID is not an event that happened and
Yeah.
everything. But even like 5 years, you're
Yeah.
just like it is so different.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Events and
how we were looking at even like simple things, like how we were looking at the TVs today at Best Buy.
True.
And as we were walking away from the big, like, the display, like QLED 8K TVs, and then we walk 5 meters down and you get to the 720p TVs.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't believe that within the same, like within 5-6 years of
It's
each other,
actually so
it
true.
went from like 720p to it's insane. The picture difference, like the quality difference is unimaginable.
Because I feel like every new tech that they find, it just unlocks other doors, and then
Yeah.
that just makes it faster for the next tech to come by.
And there's like more tech, so more just
It just keeps
goes
going.
crazy.
Yeah, I feel like it's not only the tech advancing, it's the rate of tech advancement that's advancing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like you said, because like the way that they apply and use that, because there's now much more stuff that they can use.
Oh
It's
yeah, I see what you're saying. Because like if you unlock one piece of tech for one thing, you could use it to accelerate another.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
so
can
now
just
you have like 2
continuously
things
apply
to
it other
use,
things.
and now you can use it for the next thing. And now then,
Yeah.
if you discover that, now you have 3 things that can help you with the next one.
Yeah. And I feel like that like affects just like tech culture, which then affects overall societal culture. Because if
Because
you
it's
become
intertwined.
more and more dependent on technology,
Yeah.
then it changes way faster
Yeah.
than or in the same direction. Like it's more of an extreme change at a faster rate.
It's super intertwined.
Yeah.
I feel like these sit together. But like right now, if you just take off a piece of like, let's say internet. Imagine internet tomorrow just turns off.
Bro, it'd be an apocalypse.
whole world would
Yeah,
just
it would be-
collapse.
yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
we would be like, okay, this is weird. Our like
The
parents,
kids would lose
yeah,
their
our
mind.
parents would be like, okay, I was like this when I was
Yeah.
small, like 10 years old. This is exactly how I was. Nothing really different with it. But like you said, your younger siblings or
Bro, I feel like
Next
people as
generation
old
after
as 18-year-olds would be like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I
they-
can't
they wouldn't know
survive
how to
anymore.
function.
Yeah.
They literally wouldn't know how to function. Like what?
I feel like
Yeah.
it wouldn't only be on like in an individual level, like whole cities
Society,
would just
yes.
not function because a lot of like even like government systems are just all
Yeah.
online now. Everything's online. Like nothing would function.
Like
so
you're-
many grids, so many things are exactly on the internet.
Yeah, like you're saying, we're also like intertwined with like technology right now. It's just if we lose that, it's just you losing like a part of yourself. You know what I mean? Like everything just
Yeah.
is so dependent on all this sort of stuff.
But I
It's
feel like
ridiculous.
if that happens, give it a year. Okay, not a year. If internet were to turn off, I think within a month you'd have savagery. First, some people hitting the streets. Like,
It's like the purge.
It's exactly like
like
people are
anarchy
gonna
in
be
the
like,
purge.
okay, this is a mistake. It's gonna start turning on soon.
Yeah.
Then give it like a month. They're like, okay,
Man.
clearly like, the government is saying something, and then like you're gonna have people collapsing. Like governments are collapsing. People are just like, I don't care, man. They're just gonna literally hit the streets. But then like, I'm assuming that's probably what's gonna happen.
I love what you say, like hit the street.
It's just gonna- but then within a year, I think Like things are gonna start becoming a whole new norm.
Yeah, I think things
Yeah.
will slowly start to change.
I don't know.
No,
We'll go
internet.
back to like the old. I mean, they did it
No
before.
internet.
But let's say you
Yeah.
have, we have to say, like, let's say you still have telephone. I mean, that would be much easier if you still have a telephone,
So
a
like
form
everything
of
would go back to like
communication.
flip phones.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
Imagine going back to flip phones.
Oh my
it
goodness.
would be like the year
Oh my God.
early
Yeah.
2000,
Yeah.
late 1990s.
Man, I still have my Nokia saved. It's like one of the first like shiny silver ones, the one that looked like a rectangle. I mean, they all look like rectangles, but it wasn't like smooth or thick. It was like that. I don't know what it's called.
Those were bricks, dude. That's
Yeah,
what they. I
bricks.
remember back then they were always like Nokia's bricks because there was
Yeah.
you could throw them
Yeah.
off a 10th-story building.
And there's gonna be a
no.
crater on the floor when they
Yeah.
land.
Yes.
That's the phone's gonna be okay.
The
It's just-
phone's
is
gonna be
the-
fine.
Is the sidewalk okay?
I actually saw a TikTok. It was a meme where the hydraulic press. Like, there's always a YouTube channel or like
I used
TikTok.
to follow one of those guys.
There's so many, but they were trying to hydraulic press a brick, and then the thing bent. Like it was fake, of course, because hydraulic press.
Press it on a Nokia phone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
not
yeah.
the phone. Nothing happened to the phone. The actual press started like bending. I don't know,
Totally.
but I feel
So
like
good.
a year. I don't think it would go back to normal, just because they have so much to reverse. Because like with it, I know we had internet for like 25
Well,
years.
this is so funny. We had a couple. Apparently, like 1981. I think that I'm pretty sure that was what it was. The
No,
year
but
that
like
it came.
widespread internet.
Widespread internet was like late 90s.
Yeah.
So like
1995 and-
1995 to,
Wow, that's actually.
So
That's
tw-
insane.
I know it's only been 25 years, which if 25 years have changed 300 years ago, that's nothing. But 25 years of change between 1995 and now is insane.
It is.
That is
It's
insane.
like
That's
2
insane.
centuries worth of change.
Just like thinking back, like when I was like back when I used to watch wrestling, and there was the first thing I searched on the internet. Like I sat down and someone's like, just look up WWE, and I'm like, get to like www.com. I didn't know what to do. And I remember I was just sitting there and it's like WWE enter, and then it didn't work, and I was like, I think I broke it. And I just like ran away, and it's like now I'm pretty sure if you do that, like you can just. Did you
Yeah.
mean this? You press it, it's there. But it's like
Yeah.
I'm just thinking back, like how things have changed from when I was young to now. It's just it's insane. And I think like, can I go back to that? Like,
It's made life so simple,
yeah,
so easy.
Too easy.
Yeah.
yeah,
Way too easy.
Yeah.
I think it's just now you're too, like you said, too dependent on it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Humans are too, like, especially like you said, the younger generation. Like even me though, if I don't have my phone, it's just something. It's like
That is true.
it's
It's like
I'm missing-
withdrawal.
Yeah, it's like I'm
Bro,
missing
I'm
something.
telling
I feel
you,
comfortable.
You
when
can't go to the
yeah.
bathroom.
I feel anxious
Yes.
when I don't have my phone around me. It's just like whereas even if I'm not using it, it's just like I need it with me. It's such a strange thing. We're so dependent on technology, even if it's you don't use it.
Like you said, every time I go to the bathroom, I'm trying to take a shit. I'm just sitting down with my phone.
Yeah,
I need to see where my phone is. Because I can't.
Now
It's
you're gonna
so
go to
awkward.
the bathroom for like 3 times longer.
What do you mean 3 times? Oh, 100%.
Because you're gonna get
yeah.
distracted. You're gonna watch something.
Yeah.
You're gonna be on TikTok going
Yeah.
through, and you're like,
You
So
lose-
just
you
lose
lose
one
your-
TikTok.
You lose your purpose, dude. You're not
Yeah.
there for the bathroom anymore. You're there for the YouTube.
Yeah.
videos.
And I feel like
Bathrooms
that's
like a
gonna have like an
sidebar.
impact though
It's like
on like
bonus.
I don't know people's bodies and like how they like go to the bathroom.
It was all conspiracy. It was
Yeah.
just to ruin our
That's amazing.
pelvic muscles.
Yes, exactly.
Need aluminum foil hats to get into this stuff.
I was looking at this. Internet was born on 1969. 1969 is the first day they made 2 computers like
Communicate
exchange
with each other.
communicate with each other
Land
over
party.
networks. It was like, but it was only till 1980s is when institutions start using it. So like,
Military.
well,
Was
military,
that
well, military
1980?
probably earlier,
Oh, yeah.
70s, but 1980s like universities.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
assuming hospitals probably had it at that point. But it was only till apparently November of 1999 is when internet became widely used by the public. So that's when everybody, like the people started using it while higher rate because of everything was picking it up.
Is it when the creator made having a domain free? Is that why it became? Because I
could've
remember
been.
he had the choice of like making it privatized and like you have to like to pay to like go on the internet. But then he made making a domain free or something. That's the only reason like it
Who's
blew up. Like the creator of like World Wide Web.
What a nice guy.
Imagine creating that.
Yeah, I know.
That's big brain thinking.
Yeah.
That's insane. Like at his
What it was.
time, just making the internet.
It's like, oh yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna connect all these things
You
together.
know, make a visual telephone line for everyone in the world. Like, how do you even describe the idea to someone who's never like?
So many
Son-
people probably
like,
thought he was
yeah.
crazy.
Man, if
Yeah.
you go
Yeah.
up to him and show a single TikTok right now, he's gonna be so disappointed.
His
His
brain is gonna-
creation-
All those were just
My
all
creation, my creation has come down to like a what is going on in the world
keep
right
doing
now?
a dance.
Yeah, one second.
Like literally one TikTok, you just show it to me like,
what happened?
Man,
He'll shut it down
Man,
before
Sherman
it's
keep
even
eating a Tide Pod. That's stuff that has happened because of the internet too. Remember that Tide Pod
Yeah,
challenge?
yo, so many challenges.
Insane. All these challenges that
When I
happened.
was in high school, we had the pass out challenge.
Oh,
You
that-
had to like hyperventilate until you couldn't breathe properly, and then you just hold your breath.
What is that?
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, and you'd
What
literally
is this?
like pass out.
Wait,
You
what
black
is this?
out.
It's
It was called the pass out challenge.
But what is it?
You hyperventilate, and then on your last for like 10 seconds, and then on your last one, you just breathe out as hard as you can, and you just close your eyes, and then you literally just pass out.
Why is that a thing? Why would you want to do that?
Because
I
apparently
mean-
it gave you like an out of life experience.
How do I die?
Yeah.
Without actually dying.
Like, I want to turn off my brain. Please tell me a method.
Yeah.
This
Man,
method.
It was so popular in high school.
Bro,
It's
kids were
ridiculous.
just trying to do drugs without the drugs.
That's what it was. I find alternates that are more harmful than the actual drug.
Yes.
And there was a cinnamon challenge.
I remember
There
that.
was, you know what? The mannequin challenge was fun. I like the
Yeah,
mannequin
mannequin
challenge. That
challenge
one was
was fun.
actually fun. And the song was
It was
pretty good, too.
harmless.
And then some
Yeah.
stuff like the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. Remember
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
actually that
Yeah.
was the first
That
good
was
I think
challenge.
those are one of the few first the challenges started.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
no, those were later on.
Actually, like,
Yeah,
what was
yeah,
the
yeah.
first
Yeah, what was the
challenges that were
first
kind
challenge
of?
that went
I don't
viral?
remember. The ALS to me was the first
Yeah,
real one.
That one
I
I
thought-
actually participated in.
That
Yeah.
one
That.
blew up, that's why.
Yeah.
But
huge.
there were so many.
Challenges?
You know what?
Was
Actually,
that
I
probably
don't
the
know.
first viral one?
Yeah, that's why I think ALS was
Really
the first one
viral.
where even if you went and talked to like
The 70-year-old guy who's working in your office, he'd still know what the ALS challenge is.
7-year-old?
70.
70? I was
Seven-
like,
not 7-year-old.
I
Well,
feel,
7-year-old.
I feel like Cinnamon Challenge came before that though.
Cinnamon.
Look it up.
I thought it was so
Cinnamon
dumb.
challenge.
I feel
Let's see
like
what
the
this
Cinnamon
is.
Challenge came before that.
I remember to this day there was a reversed video of this girl doing the cinnamon challenge.
There's a whole
Imagine
website.
just like
and the caption was like when you enter the pharaoh's tomb and you break the curse or something.
2012.
Which is this one?
Which is this one?
Cinnamon challenge.
What about
Okay.
the
ALS.
ALS?
It won.
I feel like that one's-
Oh, that's definitely after because. Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
was-
it's definitely after.
It's definitely.
Yeah,
that,
it's
ALS was
It's like
2014.
2016?
2015. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably it.
I was in grade.
Oh,
Maybe-
you
maybe
we were
15.
graduating.
Yeah, it's
15,
No way. I
15 or
was-
14. I'm
Um,
trying to think now because I was in high school when
Yeah, I was
ALS
in
yeah,
high
was a
school.
thing.
14,
Grade.
15.
Yeah.
14. 14 was when August of 2014 and was at its like prime.
Okay, yeah.
He was
Yeah,
the first
yes.
good challenge.
Yeah.
Other
I
ones are
guess,
just like
yeah.
I say
Well,
one is-
remember the one for
that's a good-
COVID, lick toilet seats? Do you guys remember
Yeah,
that?
man,
The
lick,
COVID
lick,
seats?
like,
What?
people just went.
Yeah, it was.
That
it
was
was
a
on
thing?
TikTok.
People went and like everything. They go to
Okay.
grocery stores and you just like take something and lick it and put it back, and it's like,
Yeah.
Oh,
what
okay.
is this?
Well, no. That was the good side of it. The bad
That's
side was
good.
people on
Licking
literally they're
toilets.
going up to the toilet seats.
No, no,
and
no,
If
they're
it's
no,
not bad, it's worse. That's the worst.
No,
Like-
that's the
Yeah,
best
just
one.
lost
That's
hope.
the best one because that's how you get rid of them. It's natural selection. It's literally it's natural selection. But if you lick something at the store and if someone licked this and I don't know if it got licked, like I cleaned it, but like is it really this thing? If someone actually licked it and they had COVID, like I'm screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I get okay, but how many people are touching this monster at a store? A toilet seat is way higher chance.
I mean,
just
if it's your
disgusting.
own toilet, then
No, it wasn't your own toilet. It was public toilets.
I guess that makes
That's
more
even-
sense. If it's your own toilet, you could just clean it and
Like,
then go.
yeah.
lick it. If you really want to,
I'd be really concerned if you're just licking your own toilet seat. Like, why are you even doing this at this
I feel
point?
like, yeah,
if
I
you're
feel like
doing
there's
the
worse
challenge,
things than
why
COVID.
don't we
Just
go
leaking on a toilet seat. There's way probably worse bacteria. in
100%.
there.
COVID's probably the least thing of your worries.
COVID's like
Yeah.
you guys can just take care of this. All the other like viruses in there. It's like you can do your thing.
You know, that's one of the scary things about like internet and then in turn social media is the amount of peer pressure you feel from people you've never met and you will never meet.
Yeah.
But then you feel that like you feel pressure to do these things.
What FOMO? If you want to do it, if
Yeah,
you're missing
it's
out,
like, oh my
you
god,
wanna
it's
be
so
part
much
of this
fun.
thing.
Let me go lick a dirty toilet seat.
Yeah.
Like how else in your
And
right mind
attention.
would you do this?
People
like
also want
Yeah.
attention. That's one of the
Oh,
drawbacks
yeah.
of social media. You know,
that is true.
Yeah.
what is it like? All publicity is bad or all publicity is good publicity. So like
Yeah.
whatever, even if it's a bad thing,
Yeah.
they're getting famous, and that's why half the people now go on Dr. Phil. They act like terrible
insane.
kids,
What was
but
that?
they're getting
What was
famous.
the
and they
girl?
don't care.
How about
The
that?
girl.
Or,
Bad Bob.
Bad
Catch me,
Baby.
catch
Bad
me
Baby,
outside.
yeah.
Yeah.
How about that?
No, that's her rapper name though. It's like
I
Bad
haven't.
Barbie, Babby.
Danielle Brigoli, something like that.
What?
I think that's her name, like
Oh,
her real name.
her
She
actual
made
name.
millions, dude. She made
Yeah.
millions.
Oh yeah,
So
she's
she did
she's
insane.
like
She's-
a
yeah,
rap.
yeah,
She's
yeah.
a rapper now. She's an artist.
Didn't she make collabs with a few famous
No,
rappers?
like
I
go
remember.
on her Spotify.
like-
she has like
Yeah.
more than 1 million listeners.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Actually,
insane.
like,
I mean, that really did start her career. You
Yeah,
only
Yeah.
saw her,
100%, 100%.
But what are they gonna remember you as? Like every time somebody sees you, that's what they remember you
Yeah,
as.
no,
That-
she got mad about that.
No,
I
no,
remember
no.
on an interview because someone was trying to make the joke and she was just like, "Can you not?"
Yeah, because now like if again our like we remember her as the Cashmere Tie girl, but if you ask like a 14-year-old girl, she's a rapper. Like that's what they know her as, because she got big enough to like almost erase. And that because like social media, so many new things are being pumped out. So many you don't remember what happened like 5 years ago. We do because it was like a big thing
back then.
Yeah.
That's
Man,
kind of
it's
good.
like a new thing every week now.
Because I was afraid, like the new generation might see that and think that she got famous for doing all this. Maybe I'll act like a like a brat too, and it's like I don't want that. But at least like you said, if they're just they're seeing past that, they're just seeing like you're being famous and stuff, then that's good. Like I guess I guess that's the thing with like for example, you look at Kim Kardashian. Nobody thinks nobody really thinks that she's they just know her from like Keeping Up with the Kardashians or like this celebrity and stuff like that.
She
Nobody
did so many things that you forget the reason why her dad was like an Olympian before, but before like the whole like sex tape went around, they weren't that big. Their family,
No,
definitely not.
that blew her up like insane.
Definitely not as big. I feel like you said, you just need one thing
Yeah.
that just starts it out.
but you really
And
need
go.
to milk it, and then you have to
Yes.
keep doing shit. Like, I mean, even for people who are already famous, like for example, the TikTok fights, TikTok and YouTuber fights, like half of them were degenerates. Like the Austin McBroom guy, he like abuses his wife or something. Bryce Hall's just
cheated on her a bunch of times
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Bryce Hall's just like Bryce Hall, but it doesn't matter. Like
That's all you
they do all these things, but then they do one big thing that creates so much hype, everyone forgets everything. And then even if any dirt or like anything embarrassing happens to them, the next big thing is coming up. Now that's like the one kid on TikTok bare knuckle fighting some like Crip rapper Blueface. Like the one TikTok guy Neo Main. He's like the guy like I don't know how to describe it, but he steals everyone's content. He does it like he steals it down to the T, like every single
Yeah.
movement.
Is that trying to hide it?
No, he admits it, and what he does is he's like, I like recreate it in my own way, even though it's the exact same thing. Maybe something slightly little changed. He's like, it's my own work.
Yeah, and he doesn't credit them. That's what makes every other creator like mad. They don't. He makes the original sound as his sound, because TikToks you can credit the person by using their sound, and then also by like putting like their handle like at this person. He doesn't do either of those things. But anyway, he got infamous. Like he got canceled in that. But then he's fine now. He still has like his millions of followers. Everyone forgot about him stealing content, even though he's still doing it. It's nobody talks about it anymore.
Nobody cares about it anymore.
Yeah.
It's like yesterday's news.
And now he landed like a fight in a bare knuckle boxing league with the most random fight. It was like a Crip rapper called Blueface.
You don't know Blueface? Buzz Down Thotiana? That song?
He made that? He made that?
Yeah.
I'm dead.
It's like, imagine a world.
So he's actually pretty famous. Wait, he's getting in a bare knuckle fight?
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah. It's like so weird. The guy,
Just
like,
process that.
the
Like, what
rapper
the-
has a foot on the guy. He's clearly gonna kill him, but
Doesn't matter.
just because the internet is a thing, these two somehow got matched in a fight.
Think if it was boxing, okay, but like bare knuckle, bro, that's actually
Bare knuckle's
dangerous.
insane. He's literally bare knuckle is actually
It's
insane.
insane.
How much are they getting paid?
I have no idea, but like it's not gonna
About
be
10
as
million at
big
least.
as the.
Not as much, but
10 million.
Tillion probably.
No.
Bryce Hall only got 5.
Oh, well, didn't they just not get
Yeah,
paid
they
though?
didn't get paid.
They didn't get paid because they went
And you know what's
bankrupt.
insane? The company that what is it, Social Gloves,
Yeah.
is owned by Austin McBroom.
Oh no!
It's
way.
his company.
Wait,
So anyone back?
is this like some conspiracy theory?
It's insane.
They
So
filed
they're
for
like-
bankruptcy while still having money. Am I gonna see him get arrested like next year for tax fraud?
Possibly.
Anything.
I
If
hope
it,
so.
if
I
it
hope
brings
so.
them some viewers, you know what? I might as well do bankruptcy. That's probably what they're thinking. And
Yeah,
make it be
because
like
it's gonna bring
conspiracy
even
thing.
more attention to it, because maybe they were like, I didn't get enough attention that they wanted. Because for sales, they want to do 500,000 pay-per-view sales. They only got like 140.
Bro,
Oh,
because TikTok's fan base is 13. They don't own a
Yeah.
credit card to
Yeah,
buy the
bro,
thing.
it was like $60-$70
for the
That's
thing.
so
Well,
much.
I mean, you have to think about it. Who's gonna pay?
Who?
Yeah,
What
nobody's
13-year-old's gonna pay that?
Yeah, I mean
That's
that's,
the
so
like
true because
13-year-old,
majority
yeah.
of their viewer like
Their
range
viewers,
is
yeah.
13-year-olds. They're
Yeah.
not gonna go, Dad, I
Because
want a
Ace is like the Ace family, so it's all like kid-friendly content. It's all younger stuff. And then TikTok is like, everyone knows TikTok is like anywhere between like 12 to 16.
So they should have made it reasonable, like $20 or
Yeah,
$30 so
yeah.
people can afford it.
I'm actually curious about the percentages of like YouTube fans that bought the pay-per-view versus TikTok fans.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's like a
Maybe that's
quantifiable thing. You can't, because some people might watch both, but like it would be kind of cool to see.
But like, yeah, I
It'd
think
be
it
cool
also
to see.
depends who the YouTuber or TikToker is and what they're doing. I think that also depends on, you can see kind of what audience they're kind of targeting. But majority of the TikTokers, you guys have a point, is definitely a younger age compared to YouTube stuff.
Man, like even the fighters were all like, they
were all like
they all look
18.
like kids. Yeah,
Yeah.
like the most experienced ones. Taylor, what's his name?
Taylor Holder.
Taylor Holder.
I think he's like, he said he like vaguely had like 6 years or something of experience, like
Bro,
off and on.
Well, Bryce Hall had 40 street fights. We still have those.
But I'm not a fighter.
But it became a TikTok trend, by the way. It's like out of your misery, you pull out another fucking like trend on TikTok. Like they have him, like the first cutout of the sound is him. No, it's like, oh, I'm not a fighter. I never claimed to be a fighter.
Yeah.
And it's like a video of like, something. And then it cuts to another video and it's like him like before the fight showing up like, I'm going to beat Austin because I'm a real fighter and I'm a real athlete.
Okay.
These guys, though, like you said, it's insane. You said, how much would they promise before the pay-per-view?
Yeah,
Like,
so,
if pay-per-view were to come through.
yeah, if pay-per-view, they were supposed to do 500,000 sales. So times that time, what was it, like $60?
Yeah, that's insane.
That's
They're
insane.
definitely probably giving like at least 10 to 15 million,
yeah.
some of them.
Yeah.
Wow. What was the Mayweather fight?
Oh, I read Mayweather made 100 million from that.
Yeah, so he
Yeah.
made
That's
100 million
insane.
from just an exhibition.
What company? It's way more like legit than the one that.
Wasn't it Showtime? Was that one?
It was Showtime.
Showtime
I
was
think it was
the one.
Showtime.
These guys, they were professional compared to the other exhibition ones.
Because the Jake Paul fight was kind of, it felt trash.
Oh, that meant that it was more
Yeah.
singing than like, it'd be like,
Because that was
constant,
Justin
like,
Bieber
okay,
too
one
for that
occasional
one.
fight.
Yeah, because that was Social Gloves too, I think.
Yeah, and
It
then
was that or it was Triller. It was one of those two.
I think it
I
was
think it
Triller.
was Triller. Oh, wait.
Triller because Snoop Dogg owned
Yeah,
Triller,
it
like
was
half
Triller,
of
yeah.
Triller. Yeah,
Okay.
I
yeah.
remember what's his name, like Dana White for the UFC. I know he was saying that like the Jake Paul fight, he's like they were lying about their numbers, but he said like the Mayweather one, they actually made those numbers. I don't know if it's true, if he's just mad that Jake Paul's pulling a lot of numbers, but he was saying that like the Jake Paul fight is like what the reporting is fake, but it's like what Mayweather and Logan Paul fight is like that's legit.
That's legit.
So if Mayweather made 100 million against fighting Logan Paul, man,
That's insane.
That's
That's
definitely
I wonder how much.
good.
I wonder how much. Yeah, I was
Logan
yeah,
made?
yeah.
Logan probably made 20, maybe a little bit
Minimum.
less.
Minimum.
I don't
I
think
feel
he'd
like
make 20. Would he make more than
I
20
feel
million?
like he made more than
Because
20.
no
Because
matter
the
what,
KSI
Mayweather would definitely make way more fight.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, he
The
way more
KSI
money.
fight,
Yeah.
I think he made 20 million off the KSI one.
But that
That's
one,
true.
I mean,
That one was probably a lot like bigger though.
Yeah, actually, I wonder.
was it bigger?
I feel
Because
like
this
it
is
would
like-
have been
would it have
bigger.
been
This is
Mayweather?
he's fighting like
Mayweather,
Mayweather, so you
though.
probably get more boxing ones. But the
But
other
I
one
feel
gets
like a
more
lot
like
of boxing people are probably
yeah,
like,
like,
screw
I don't
this,
wanna
what-
watch it,
who
yeah.
wants to watch this?
So I feel like the
It's a
KSI one might be
disgrace.
actually a bit bigger. Also, the
Actually, pull
Mayweather's
that
an
up.
exhibition one.
How
right?
much
So it's
Logan
like-
made?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
viewers
how
on
much,
both?
like viewer wise, because KSI versus Logan Paul was the first big one. It launched
Yeah.
this whole.
The first one
trend.
I don't think was as big as the
The
second
second
one.
one felt
The
like
second
really
one was bigger.
Oh,
Logan
the second
Paul.
fight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The second one was.
But yeah,
Yeah.
because like before that, I don't remember having any like
And you
exhibition matches.
You have to also think their fights only cost the KSI fights and with Logan Paul were only $10.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
They charged nothing.
I
I remember they had like for pay per view. I don't know if it was the first one or second one, but they had like 1.3, 1.4 million pay per views.
What was it on YouTube? Like, could you, what like? or,
I don't think it was on YouTube. I don't know.
I have
I
no
don't
idea.
remember what site it was on. Oh, it was probably like what is it called? Like DSVN or something.
DAZN.
DAZN. That's it. DAZN.
You're right. It was.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
No, I never knew what that stood for. I keep seeing their ads on like
Yeah.
Snapchat.
It
Yeah.
bothered me. Like, why do you spell it like that? Just-
Dozen.
Yeah, I know. It's
and
like,
they do
why?
it in like a little square thing, and I'm like,
It's-
how do you do this?
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a good logo though because I can remember it, even though I
Yeah.
never think about
Yes.
this. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I guess it works. Take some notes from there.
Marketing team.
Yeah, but it was probably way lower the price because it wasn't like they haven't proved that these matches could actually pull in
Yeah,
viewers.
but they
yet.
also know like their viewership is younger people.
I mean, for KSI, I
And-
don't know.
Well,
KSI 's
maybe not KSI, and
And
maybe
Logan
not
Paul,
maybe
like-
not Logan Paul, but like
Yeah, Logan Paul started at Vine.
You have
That's
to-
ancient.
like YouTube
It's extinct.
has like
Vine's
a
extinct.
much
Yeah.
larger like age gap like between like it could be
That is
anyone
true,
between
that
like
is true.
10-year-old to I don't know 50,
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
right? So they made it way more affordable for everybody.
Man, I'm just remembering now we're talking about like how old KSI is. Remember when he started? He was in
Man,
his parents'
I used to
house.
Yeah,
watch him.
FIFA.
Yeah.
I used to
Yeah,
watch him when
yeah.
I was so young. My cousin recommended like this video of he was playing I think like the Euro game. I was so young, so it was kind of crazy though. Like I feel like I've almost grown up with KSI. That's why it's like,
Yeah.
it's It's crazy. Like I've been with him
Crazy.
through like so many chapters of his life.
I
You know,
remember
and
when
it's
he-
such a big part of my life. It's insane.
When he made his first music video with the Lamborghini,
Oh
first
my
Lamborghini,
God,
he- I was so hyped, as if one of my friends bought him. You're like,
Yeah.
oh my god, he made it! He made it! Like when he bought his own house, I'm like, no way, this guy.
Yeah.
And like
It's
being rich off of YouTube was still new back then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't find the one for Mayweather one. I just know that it made roughly they had 1 million for viewers
Mayweather Logan.
for
Okay.
the KSI fight.
Okay.
Second?
The second one.
The
or
second one.
Okay.
Second one. They had almost.
Makes
I can't find the Mayweather one because I think it's kind of still fresh. They still haven't released how much.
But,
Yeah.
that's
But if you're
so
making 100
many.
million, dude, that's so much money.
That's so. But no, 1 million viewers. Imagine a stadium with 1 million people.
But I think it's also you can't. These are not accurate because I feel like a lot of it exhibition fights people are unofficially watching and streaming and stuff.
Streaming it.
Because a lot of people don't pay for it because it's not
Oh,
official. Right? Like
Yeah.
UFC fights though, I think a lot of people actually pay for it to watch them. But like you said, like this the
Exhibition.
last two, the Jake fight and Logan's fight.
Yeah.
I know everybody's like, nah, I'm definitely not paying, and they
Yeah.
they
Would
watch it
that
that way.
count towards the viewer numbers?
No,
I think it doesn't
No,
count to the
no.
ones that they report. I think
It
they
doesn't,
report
yeah.
the official ones.
So it's way more. Even.
it's probably
it
is
definitely is. Just think
Yeah.
of it. It's just one guy watching it, and he's streaming his one view, right?
So I remember for the TikTok fight, there was a bunch on YouTube and Twitch, and no one was taking them down. Because I remember watching a video on it, and everyone was complaining because they're like, "Oh, we paid for it," and then this dude had like 300K people watching it through his like YouTube live, and it wasn't being taken down at all. Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
even
it's-
it got like reported and everything, and like YouTube didn't take it down. Like they didn't even have like a whole team to take it down or anything.
I mean, like it was such a mess. I feel the whole setup. Like,
It just sounds like a whole mess, man.
Like,
Like
so much
horribly
stuff.
like
set up.
Did you watch the first 2 fights for the TikTok versus YouTuber?
no.
Like first, nobody was in the crowd. The lights
Oh,
were
wait.
still on.
Yes.
Everything felt so unofficial. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't even sell at the stadium for the amount of seats that
Really?
they were allowed to sell. Yeah,
Oh no way!
yeah, it was like dead in there.
Yeah, it was insane. Like the first 2 fights, I thought they were still setting. So like, if you ever go to a concert, the
Yeah.
setup when they're just playing music on the speakers, no one's performing. That's what it looks like, and the lights were still on. Like it was such a weird fight because you never see a boxing fight with the lights on except on the ring.
On the ring, yeah.
Yeah.
But like you said, the production is not going to be even the same as close to that. And
Yeah.
people probably already knew that, so like they didn't.
Yeah,
But I feel like by the time the TikTok versus YouTubers fight happened, this exhibition thing happened so many times. Like I feel like you should be like almost like good at it.
Well, here's the thing. Also, when you're like, if they were charging $10, then sure, I don't mind if the production
Yeah.
that. But when you're charging like 50, I don't know how much it was, like 60, 50 bucks.
60.
Then it's
yeah.
like okay, you know.
Like you gotta act like a
60
60.
Yeah.
Yeah, like because I don't even think the Mayweather Logan Paul fight was $60. I'm pretty sure it was like 45, 48.
I think like
No.
I think early it was like 40, but then eventually
Okay.
I
Maybe
think
it
they
got
upped the
higher.
price.
Okay.
But that's like Canadian, so I don't know in US how
US.
what it is, but
True. True.
yeah, I don't actually know how it is. I remember once I was watching, I saw this thing. So there was a UFC fight, a real thing, and the guy was streaming it on Twitch, but he didn't get taken down because as the thing was streaming, he also recorded himself and he was pretending to play like the UFC video game.
Oh
They control like this, so they didn't take him down because they thought he was
Genius.
playing the game. I'm like, that's such a smart like this.
No way.
So good.
That's the biggest
So
game
good.
I've ever seen. Like 500 IQ to this guy. Like it's
Yeah.
insane.
I thought
He's
that
just-
was a meme.
No, he was. And my friend showed it to me, and I went and I saw it, and I'm like, this guy's a genius. I mean, I was watching the real thing, so I didn't, watch this thing, but I was like, wow, like props to this
That's
guy. It's the
actually
smartest
great.
thing I know.
Like, I wonder if you can make a proper YouTube channel and keep it consistent and get every event. It's like one day he's playing FIFA, or the other day he's
all these different sports.
it's like when he's playing COD, it's not a nice stream, but he is still streaming it.
I was looking at this. Have you guys ever went on the random section for Twitch
Yes.
No.
just to see?
I
what
haven't
random
in a
is?
long time.
Man,
yeah.
it is the most weirdest things in general on Twitch, though. But I feel like when I was looking at the regulations, like because you guys were, the reason I'm thinking about this because you were saying a lot of the fight was
Yeah.
being shown on Twitch,
Yes.
and I feel like I don't know, it was just me, but a lot of people, especially they just like watch anime or they watch just movies on Twitch without it even being like, I'm like, isn't this technically not copyrighted or regulated? That's why it was just so weird to me because I'm like. You'd think, but they have thousands, by the way,
Yeah.
of viewers.
Yeah.
And Twitch is much different than YouTube. Like if you have like 1,000 people watching YouTube, that's
That's
insane.
a lot.
That's
Yeah,
a lot of people.
Especially if you have some donations.
Yeah.
And I imagine like you get the anime fans hyped up when an awesome scene comes. I was like, donate for extra power or something like that. Donate
Is that
to
how
all
it
this.
works?
I mean,
No,
you
you
can
can ask for
anyone can
donations.
donate.
Because
You can donate at any time. Yeah.
Okay, but like, do people say something like, "Oh, if something's gonna happen, like, oh, donate for this"?
Oh, yeah,
I don't
yeah,
actually-
Yeah, like say if you're like streaming a game and you pull off like an insane move, like say with Warzone, people will donate. Like if you have enough, and, or like if you tell them a sap story and that, like I've seen it before, but I never actually. I'm gonna be honest, I've never actually been on Twitch.
Yeah,
every stream
yeah.
I've seen it either like a compilation on YouTube
Yeah.
or on TikTok. I've never been on Twitch itself.
Well, the top one, it's just the funny thing is like to me, it's like before it was a lot more about gaming,
Yes.
but now
Yeah.
Twitch is going. It's the most randomest things, dude.
Yeah.
It's so
It's so
random.
cross-platform.
There was that hot tub controversy.
Bro.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't
Yes.
know.
Hot tub.
And then
is-
just
But
people chilling in
I'm
a
telling
hot
you,
tub
if
and-
you just open
Yeah.
Twitch and look at it, there is no way you wouldn't get through the first page of recommendations without seeing a girl in VR in a hot tub. And I'm just like, what is going on?
So
Like,
different
there's
things
so
in
many
there.
exactly different concepts. And then when you look at it, it's like 3,000 people are watching, and she's getting like every minute and a half, she's getting $10 donations. I'm like, this is insane, dude.
cheat codes.
It's literally
Yeah.
insane. She's just sitting there, and it's not even her, by the way. It's just like
Her
like,
VR, like
her VR
avatar,
character
like avatar.
is her VR character is
Really?
in a hot tub, and she's just talking to people through her actual voice, of course.
That's
that's it.
insane.
And then people
Wow.
are just sitting there and just like you see all these freaking thirsty whatever, they're just like hitting that donate button. It's-
I'm so confused though because it's like, can't you just go make your own avatar and like simp over it if you really want to? If
maybe
you
it's
really,
like
really
I
want,
think it's a concept of like this is an actual person,
and they're talking to you.
and they're just talking to you, yeah. And then if you think of it, if you get to for that, well, the way Twitch works is so you can either make random donations, or sometimes what the content or the preset who owns the channel is like if you donate above a certain amount, like if I would give you like $10, you can ask a question and it'll get flagged and she sees it instantly. So you can interact with them the more money you spend. So either you do that or you become like the subscribers for their channels.
Sub, yeah.
So a sub, if you do the sub, because their subs usually work in tier systems.
Yep.
If you pay like the highest one, you can ask whatever you want. So you just get in and just ask this random avatar whatever question you want. Pretty sure, dude, people like are into that. So that's why. But it's too many people.
I
find
wouldn't be
it's
surprised.
3,000.
I know on Amazon, don't you get like a free sub if you have Amazon Prime?
You
Something
get
like that?
Twitch
Yeah.
Prime. You get Twitch
Yeah.
Prime.
Yeah.
I have Amazon. I should use this.
Yeah, I feel like I
Yeah.
should
Make your own
something.
avatar. Don't just go on a hot tub.
Imagine
Yeah.
I make like a girl avatar and then I go in, hey guys.
That would be what if you just inhale helium and you make it run and then you start going on it?
Okay,
That could work.
in
This could work.
theory, I know
Another
you
$1
think.
million idea right here, boys.
In theory, I know you think this is a good idea, but have you ever tried the helium voices?
No,
You sound like Alvin.
That's so true.
Ooh, some people are into that. I
Huh?
think some
Yeah,
people are.
there's a
There's
niche.
people into everything at this point, I swear.
You can
Yeah.
make the
You can
avatar
find, yeah.
Alvin the Chipmunk, but with
Oh.
features that some people want.
Stop right there.
It's
It's a $1 million idea.
Boys.
This is
New podcast setting on
somebody
the next
asks you,
episode.
what do I do? It's like somebody asks you, what do I do? I'm Alvin the Chipmunk.
Just inhale a lot of helium.
Legitimate sexy features online. You're like, what is going on?
There's two options. You say you're an entertainer or an accountant.
Why accountant?
Oh, it's a whole thing on the internet. So
No way.
people like usually it's girls who are like in the sex industry.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be like actual prostitution, just anything like stripper, OnlyFans, and that. It's like when people ask them like, "Oh, what do you do?" "Oh, I'm an accountant."
Is that actually a thing?
Yeah, it's a thing. It became so popular that again on TikTok, it became a trend where it was a song and it's like it goes like, "I'm an accountant."
Oh,
It's like,
that's what that is.
that's what that is. And every TikTok that uses that sound, and it's like a girl that's using the sound.
Yeah.
She's either making fun of that trend or she is actually like in that field of work.
That would make a lot more sense of.
And
Yeah.
the reason why they use
But why
accountant
accountant?
because they make so much
Probably because it's like
freaking money.
Probably
That
because
is
it's
so
like
true.
yeah.
They post like 1 foot picture, $50,000.
Yeah.
Man, this goes back to the whole like Alvin, like that VR avatar. I don't get the whole side of OnlyFans where you pay to text.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's
I
a
know,
lot of
I
it.
know, I know that's
you
a
tip
thing.
to text.
You-
Yeah.
you- I don't know how it
But
works.
how do
but
you
it's
make
like,
sure it's not like some
You
fake
don't.
dude
You have
in
no
his
idea.
basement
Exactly.
just
Literally
sitting there
have no idea.
texting you
I
back?
guarantee you,
Probably
there's
is.
some people make enough to have teams that just text for them because
you have
I
like
wonder if you have to, is there like a verification system?
No.
There's not. Nothing really.
There's nothing.
you have Jimmy down in a basement texting
Yeah.
500 older guys,
Yeah.
and they're paying. Oh my
Because
god!
I bet you what they do. This is it. They give them like a set of pictures,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Here, you can use these. These are some keywords that I would use.
Wow.
Make sure you post one, and save the rest for all the dudes who are gonna send you $200 so you can just say hi to them.
What flavors that?
That's insane.
Really?
Ridiculous. Yeah.
Try this one.
Okay, to close it off today, I feel like we're gonna have a fun fact. I'm pretty sure you guys all know this one.
Okay.
But it's just gonna. It was pretty funny. I mean, we can do two. We'll see how the time allows us. But this one. So I don't know if you guys remember around last month, somebody paid $10,000 for an invisible artwork.
Yeah,
Yes.
I saw that.
What are your thoughts?
That was insane.
Wait, hold on. Does it have one of those?
It was the NFT.
And yeah, does it have an?
It wasn't an NFT, but like this wasn't really. It was, I think, pretty sure part of the whole NFT, but the whole it was an actual auction though.
Yes.
It was an actual auction for
like
it.
in person.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It was on
Yeah,
digital. It was
I
online.
read this.
It
Yeah.
was online.
Was the nothing framed at least?
No,
No.
it had nothing.
Do you have any
Like,
proof
it was-
that you bought this nothing?
Yeah, well, they give
But
you
like a receipt or
afterwards something that
something.
you actually paid, but it was literally a stand. There was a cloth over it, and there's nothing. Like they're like, we're auctioning this, and they sold for $10,000.
Big brain.
Hot take. It was money laundering. 100%.
It could have
I
been. Like,
wonder,
here's the
I
thing.
think-
I'm like the guy who sold it, ingenious, good for him.
Yeah.
Whoever bought it, this guy needs to be questioned.
Yeah, I know.
I get the other guy because there's a lot of things. It's like, what did you buy? Nothing. Like that's literally what he has to
Bro,
say.
that's FU money right there.
It's like,
100%.
how can he prove that I didn't buy the nothing and I have it in the corner of my house?
Like I have a corner of my house. It's like somebody is like, oh, don't bump
It's 'cause
into
you
that.
get-
It's nothing.
Like, no,
100%. You
the
get like
nothing.
a little receipt thing, like a little plaque probably to
Yeah.
sit with your nothing.
So you technically
Yeah.
bought the plaque, not the nothing.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Well,
I know
call
you
it
got.
out
You
the
have
key.
to get like a certificate of like
Yeah.
proof that this is
Exactly.
The real
the
work.
real work
Okay, yeah.
of nothing.
That's the more you think about it, that's what like
The weirder it gets,
The weirder
it's
it
like, what
gets.
did this guy buy?
because this is one of those things I can never explain to anybody unless they kind of get what's going on. Like if I were to go up to my grandpa and be like, grandpa, so somebody bought an artwork for $10,000. He's like, oh, was it a nice
see
one? He's
it?
like, nah, there's nothing. Literally, there's nothing. He'll just be like, I think he would just be looking at me like, okay. Like he wouldn't be able to wrap his head around that.
I feel like that's not an age thing though. I feel like
It's a stupidity thing. That guy's an idiot.
I feel like it's a certain crowd. Like you have to get to a certain, like posh level
Yes.
Yeah.
where you
Yes.
have to like justify buying nothing.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's like you said, it's like one of those things where you just really don't care and
Yeah.
you say that you've done it.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
It's a
I've
flex.
I've literally wasted $10,000
Wasted
for nothing.
Because now no one else can be like, "Ayo, I bought nothing."
Probably the
Because
first guy to do
he's
that.
Wait,
the
now the
client.
next guy is gonna come 2.0.
Yeah, I have.
I bought
nothing.
another nothing.
Yeah,
It's
I
like-
have something.
You guys check this out. What do you guys think of my
What if I
opinion?
do a whole farm? A
Oh
whole
my God, whoa,
collection?
Yeah, I know.
Put that up
What
again.
do you think?
Guys,
This is my something.
$30,000. If you're interested, man, whoever bought that first
Whoever
one.
wants to buy George's 30,000,
One
we're
of a
taking
kind.
bids. We're taking bids.
but think about it. It's kind of genius because the nothing you could picture whatever you want in it.
That's the whole.
But going back to that though,
Imagination.
honestly, this is the best idea for money laundering. Now the more I think
Yeah.
about it,
Yeah, I know. Why
this
you
is
put that
the
in my head now?
how do
I'm
you
like,
justify it to the government?
Well,
Like,
no. It's
nothing.
a known thing. It's a known thing. So a lot of not a lot, but like one of the reasons why art became so expensive and it sells so much is
Yeah.
because of money laundering. It's
Yeah.
a thing.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
why I was
yeah,
saying.
100%,
Yeah, like
a lot of like
that makes
the
sense.
high people
Yeah.
who are in the criminal world, 100%, they're super into
Yeah.
art. It's just because
Yeah.
it's the easiest way to justify it.
I mean, they don't even have to be into art. It's just like both parties are involved in the sketchy activity,
Yeah.
and the money exchange means nothing. It's just for the public to say like, oh yeah, I made $300,000 selling nothing. Oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Okay, yeah,
Very
yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Exquisite art piece.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
exquisite work. I can't see it, but I imagine. It's just like, but I don't know. 10,000 actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe too small of an amount for money.
Well,
laundering.
I think, but but it's really nothing though. You have to sometimes it's a frame, Oh, Invisible Man, but
Yeah,
there's something. This is literally nothing. Like nothing was exchanged between the two parties.
man,
I think that's the point. Like he's the
That's the
first
whole
guy
concept of it.
who
Yeah.
bought nothing.
Absolutely.
It's going down in
nothing.
history. Maybe he's the
Yeah.
dumbest guy,
But I feel like
it's
a
going
lot
down
of
in
people
history.
just do that. Like you just go up, like just throw your money out. It's the same concept. Like you're not getting anything in
Yeah.
return, but actually you are getting something in return here.
Yes.
It's the fame for being the first dude who.
Yeah,
Because
invented
here's the
it.
thing. I bet you when NFTs get bigger and all this whole space gets bigger, it's gonna sell for way more.
The nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're making fun of $10,000 right now, but I guarantee you someone's gonna buy it for like $1 million in like 5 years.
Probably, yeah. Honestly, like I wouldn't be
I
surprised
wouldn't
if
be
you have like the
surprised.
proof that you bought it and like the frame. I
Well,
can.
what was like the first NFT sold for like $60 million?
Yeah.
Like
I'd like to see this guy go on Pawn Stars and try to sell that thing. The guy's like, I gave you like $30 for it. At most.
The guy just looks at me.
Just go away.
Just leave.
Get out of my story.
Get out of my story.
I still just couldn't have a. Are you ready for the second fact?
Yeah.
Second fact.
There's two facts.
Is another art one?
No, this is
I
not
don't know if I
one.
can take another art one.
Cows.
This
Bear
is
with me.
entirely different direction.
This is
Not related at all.
We
Not
went from
related at all.
high society to cows.
Cows moo with regional accents. So cows
No
have
way.
different
No.
accents.
Okay, hold on.
No way.
Yes,
You can take that fact as it is. But how did they prove this?
I have. That's actually.
How do you know that it's an accent or the cow just moved in a different way in like Japan
Because
and Russia?
apparently somebody
Cows
tested
are like,
on.
"Moi."
Yeah.
Does it more?
Because there was a group that tested on cows from the UK and a group of cows from the States. And they're meow, I don't know, moo.
Because
I'm
it's,
like,
not
what is
a,
it?
it's not a cat. It's a moo.
I'm trying to just.
It's not even that. It's like how many different say your cat, Nikita, how many different like noises of meows does she make? How many moos do you have to get to have a standard database that you can compare to another regional
But
cow?
it kind of makes it. So think of it. How did humans start with somewhere? You just went in different. Over time, your language
but like,
adapts. Same with
human
cats,
language has more
cows
than one noise.
Well, I get that is. It's much harder for cows to.
Like coming from a science background, you have to have a certain like standard for your database to even be able to compare it scientifically to another moo database.
Yes, that's so true. But it's super fascinating, dude, for me. The
It is-
cows
it is
have
kinda-
different accents.
I need to read this study.
Now
Yeah,
I'm
I know.
intrigued. What if other animals have different?
That's what I was thinking of. Like, do other animals in the different places have different accents? It's like, I wonder.
Maybe.
What if it's so off that it just sounds like another animal? Imagine birds have different accents, but it's so off that it sounds like a hyena, for instance. You see what I mean?
Yes,
Like-
yes.
And that would be kind of weird. Imagine.
How do
Like a
hyenas
bird
even
growling
sound?
at you
Oh,
or something.
hyenas they yip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like a laugh almost.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's so demented. Did you know that some species of hyenas in the desert, if they pee on you, it knocks you up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how potent it is.
I don't know.
pee?
I think
Yeah.
it's,
It's
the,
a really
smell?
yellow pee.
yeah, it's the
So,
it's the
is it the
fumes from the
fume?
pee.
Oh, from
Yeah.
It knocks you out. So imagine you hear like this ugly ass dog laughing at you in the middle of the night, like, and it comes, knocks you out by pissing. That's the most disrespectful
Yeah.
death. It's like you get laughed at, you get peed on, and then they eat your face.
It's me. This is why every time there's a movie, the hyenas are like
They're
Like
like
the bad
this-
guys.
yeah,
It's like,
pretty
fuck.
much. Yeah,
they
but
don't
they
like
take
that.
care of their kids apparently. So
Yeah.
you know, much respect.
Actually, Animals are very like protective of the. It's kind of
It's
insane how it's.
Yeah.
You think with all these animals, parenthood and stuff like that. With humans, animals,
insane.
it's such
But
a.
there's some
important
that
thing.
like I think certain ones that have like eggs. If you like touch the egg, they'll just leave the egg there to die.
Oh really?
Oh
Yes. Yeah. We were explaining. I was explaining this to him with a loon.
Yeah.
So loons, I believe loons do. If you touch their egg, most of the time they'll just leave it there to die if it has
Really?
another scent on it,
insane.
because they believe it's not their own
It's not
anymore.
their-
It's been.
Oh,
tarnished.
I guess it means because they
I think
can't figure it
yeah,
out though in their head.
yeah.
They're like, oh, this is not mine.
That's.
So they
It's,
just
really
it's
sad.
depressing. Yeah.
It's like,
'Cause they
don't you remember sitting on it this morning?
But you were right here 2 minutes ago.
It's not even, you're right. Not even this morning. You're right. Like 2 minutes ago, I poke it. The loon leaves comes up.
I have no idea what this is.
Oh, it's like the I have never met this man before.
that's a pretty good deal. Oh my god. But yeah, those are the two fun facts.
We should
for
do these
today.
facts.
Yeah.
Every
These
episode.
facts
Oh,
should
yeah.
definitely be, I think,
New
a
segment.
Yeah,
Fun
new
facts.
Fun facts.
Fun
Right.
facts.
Nice way to end off the podcast.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the plan so now is for the audience. We're gonna probably have one episode per week
Yep.
that hopefully will be uploaded every Friday. So and then we're gonna go from there and we'll see how it goes and hopefully we can reach to a point where we do
Right.
2 episodes per week. But for now, it's just gonna be a regular Friday thing where we
episode.
upload.
Yeah.
Where you tune in Friday night and you just
Yeah.
lay back,
Yeah.
listen to the laid back
Yeah.
podcast.
Sit down and see how hyenas kill their prey by pissing on them. And
Yeah.
pretty fun fact. I did not even know
A
that.
very laid back fact.
Yeah.
In my opinion,
No,
you're
but-
so laid back, you're knocked out. So
I feel like now if I see a hyena, I'm just gonna go the other way because I'm like, this is too much disrespect that's gonna happen here.
I love how you think you have a choice.
Yeah, true.
It's like, excuse me, sir, I'll just go the other way. Don't worry about me.
Gets eaten by a tiger.
The hyena's like, go ahead, sir, it's fine.
All right. Till next week then.
Yeah,
Until
till
next
next
week.
week.